Hi guys, welcome back to another in the series. I am your presenter, Mr. Lennox Bennett. This is the 2023 paper. Let's go. All right, so it says, what is the value of the digit 2 in the number 48.62? Now this would be 10th and this would be 100. So it would be 2 over 100. Question 2 says, what percentage of 50 is 10? Now this would be 10 over 50 times 100%. As we know, percent mean out of 100. So that works out to 20%. All right, let's move on to number 3. It says, in standard notation, 0.0286 is written as. Now what they want us to do is to put it in standard form, and we know that it should be between 0 and 10. So what we have to do is to carry to the first whole number, which is right here. So we're gonna move 1, 2. So our answer would be 2.086 times 10 to the number of places we move, which is 2. However, we must check to see where this decimal point is now in respect to the original. So the original was to the left, which is that, right? To the left. So it should be negative, because when you're dividing, it should be negative. So that would be C. In a school, the ratio of the number of pupils to the number of teachers is 20 to 1. If the number of pupils is 840, how many teachers are there? So what it basically means, for every one teacher, you're going to have 20 students. So if you have 840 students, we simply divide it by 20 to get. And that's very easy, guys. Come on. Which gives us 42. So for number 4, it would have been B. All right, a bag of apples can be shared equally among either 6, 10, or 15 children. The minimum number of apples that is likely to be in the bag is, so what they want us to do is to find the lowest common multiple of these numbers. And of course, we know what we do, right? So we keep adding 6 in the 6th line. And the first number that is common to all three, that would be your number. All right, so after a while, you can stop and ensure do the same thing, 10 and 10. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So basically, the first number that is common to all three is 30. So we just say 8. All right, so let's move on to number 6. Number 6 says, if 4.3 times 0.37 is equal to 1.591, then 43 times 0.37 is. So basically, we know our answer should have 2 decimal places. So that would be B. All right. It's the same numbers, except the decimal point is different. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to number 7. Hit the like button if you just joined. All the best in your exams. All right. Number 7 says, which of the following set is defined by x is equal to -2 and -4? All right, the fact that we have the equal sign here, it means that we must include both these numbers. So we have to include -2, go right to 4, and we include 4 because it's equal. When you're in the exam, look see if that is here, right? If it's not, then we'll have started at 1. So look for it very carefully if they have that. All right, let's move on to number 8. In the Venn diagram, we chose 2 intersecting set P and Q in the Venn diagram. The number in P is 5 and the number in Q is 9, and P union Q is equal to 10. So when you add both of them, you're supposed to get 10, and they want us to find out what's the intersection. So all we have to do is to say, all right, 5 plus 9 minus the intersection, and that gives you 10. Space is limited. 5 and 9 is 14. And from there, we can solve, all right? So we take away this 14 from this side, which gives us positive 10 minus 14, which works out to negative 4. But of course, x is negative x, so that implies x is equal to 4. So our answer for this would be B. All right, let's move on to the next page. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Number 9 says, which of the following pairs of set is an example of a disjoint set? Now, a disjoint set is mean there's no intersection. They are independent of each, right? So even and odd, that would be a disjoint set. No even number can be an odd number, all right? Let's move on to number 10. A student in a class plays Scrabble or checkers or both. If 36% of the students play Scrabble only and 16% of them play checkers, what percentage would play checkers but not Scrabble? All right, so let's go. I'm gonna draw a little representation of the Venn diagram just for persons to have little clarity. So clearly we can see that it's an intersecting set because they say they play either one or both, all right? So we're gonna use S for Scrabble and C for checkers. So it says 36% plays Scrabble only, so right only would be here. 60% of the students play both Scrabble and checkers. So that's the intersection. So this is what we want to find. But we know that percent mean out of 100. So what we do, we add 36 plus 16, and we subtract that from 100, which gives us 52. And then 100% mean out of 100. So this would be 48. Because there's no student that don't play none, all right? So that's why they give, that's the importance of telling us that they play what percent, that's the importance of saying if 36% of the students play Scrabble only, I say all the students in the class play Scrabble or checkers. So that's the importance of this. All right, let's move on to number 11. In the Venn diagram, how many students play either hockey or volleyball? Hockey or volleyball. So 4 persons play volleyball only. How many students play either hockey or volleyball, but not both? That's very important, all right? So it would be 5 plus 4 to play both hockey and volleyball. But they don't want that, they want only. All right, the set of 2-digit positive integers that are divisible by 7 is an example of, it's a finite set since it says 2-digit. So it's up at 99. All right, let's move on to number 13. It says for every 100 sales or part thereof, a salesman is paid $10 as commission if his sales for a particular month were $1,020, how much commission was he paid? So for every 100 sales he sells, he will make $10. So that's basically 10% as a commission of his sales for a particular month. his sales were $1,020. How much commission was he paid? So basically, how many 1,000, how many 100 is in this? So that we need to know that, right? And that would be 10. So basically, guys, you would have 100 in this, right? So he's gonna be paid $10 times 10. So you get 100. However, they did say part thereof. So it doesn't matter how much, but even if it's another part, we're gonna still get $10 for this $20. So it's gonna be plus 10. So our answer would be D. Let's move on to 14. And 14 says the simple interest on $600 for T years at 5% is 120. The value of T is. So what they want us to do is to transpose. But before we do that, let us put the regular formula, which is simple interest is equal to the principal times the time times the rate. All right, and then we're going to transpose for T now. So let's put things in perspective. The principal is $600. We know that we don't know what the T is, but we know the rate is 5%, and that must go over 100, right? But we know that the value of the simple interest is 120. So what we do, we transpose, so it's going to be 120. Whatever is dividing is going to multiply. So multiply by 100, and then we divide by 600 times 5. So our answer would be B. Let's move on to 14. Hit the like button if you just join in. All right, so it says, at a bank, Eastern Caribbean is $2.60 is equivalent to $1 US. For every $1 exchange, EC 0.1 is deducted and exchange as an exchange tax. How many EC dollars will Leon receive if he exchange US $1,000? So let's put things in perspective. So we know that $1 is equal to $2.60 Eastern Caribbean. All right. So he exchanged a total of $2.60, right? So it's gonna be 2 times 2.6. So it's $1,000. So it's gonna be 2.6 times 1,000, which gives us 2,600. All right, but remember, they did say for every US $1 exchange, it's gonna cost EC $10. So that's gonna be 0.1 times 1,000 because a $1,000 exchange. So this gives you an additional 100. So what we do, we subtract the 100 from this, which gives us 2,500. A calculator, which is marked $120, is sold for cash at 30% discount. How much change would Susan receive if she pays for the calculator with a $100 bill? So all we have to do is to find 30% of the, because we need to know the amount. So 30% of 120. So 3 times 12 is $36. So it's a discount of $36. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna subtract this from 120 because that was the original price, which gives us, or from that, 6 from that, I can't borrow 1, leave 4. and this would leave 8. So it's $84 it costs, and she gave 100. So 100 minus 84 would give us our answer, which is $16. All right, let's move on to number 17. Oh, 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 oh. A man pays 60 cents for every 200 m3 of gas used plus a fixed charge. If he pays 178, when he uses 55,000 mg of gas, how much is the fixed charge? Now we need to know how many 200 is in this, right? Because that's how they give the rate. Let's go. So we divide by 200. This cancel this. 2 into this would leave 275. Guys, remember you have to be able to calculate fast, all right? So this 275 now, we need to multiply it by the 60 cents, which is the rate. So we multiply this by 60. Put a 0 to hold the space. 6, 5, 30. 6, 7, 40, 245. 6, 2 is 12, and that 16. So it's 165. So all of that is 165, and we paid a total of 178. So the charge, this is without the charge, the fixed charge. So all we have to do is to subtract the fixed charge, the total from this without the fixed charge. And that would be our, in other case, what you add to this to give you the 178. So we see end with 75, so means A. All right, let's look at 18. It says a plot of land presently valued at $12,000 appreciate in a value at the rate of 2.5%. Now, guys, I will not work it out because appreciate means the value go up. This is the only one that has a greater value. So it has to be this. All right, and this is some of the knowledge that they test from you. You don't have to waste time because you know appreciates mean the value go up. Let's move on to 19. A loan of $8,000 was paid back in 2 years in a monthly payments of $400. The interest on the loan was, so first of all, we know that we don't know the amount he repaid, so we need to know that. But we know that he pays $400 monthly for 2 years. So that means it's 24 months, right? Because 24 months, 12 months make 1 year. So let's multiply 400, 400, 4416. It has 0 for all the space, 200, 200, 248. So he pays a total of 9,600. So he paid an extra. In terms of interest, he pays 9,600 minus 8,000, which is 1,600. So now they say, what is the profit? Almost paid. Oh yeah, the interest. So he paid a total of 1,600 interest, and he had borrowed 8,000. So we times that by 100%. This gone, this gone. This into this 1, this into this 5. So 5 into 100, 20%. I'm not seeing 20%. Oh, all right. 20, an article was bought for $125 and was sold for $175. The profit as a percentage. So the profit is equal to what you sell it for, what you buy it for, minus what you buy it for, right? So you make an extra $50 on it. And it's the profit as a percentage of the cost price. Now the cost price for you was 125, and that's what you bought it for, right? So it's gonna be 50 over 125. And you work on that, and you're good to go. All right, we can use 25 into this 2, 25 into this 5, 5 into 5, 1, 5 into this what, 20? 2 times that, 40%. All right, let's move on to 21. The product of a number 2p and its reciprocal may be written as, now the reciprocal of this is to flip it, so it's going to be 3 over 2p, and the product means to multiply. So we are looking for something like this. Why the minus there? So 2p over 3 times 3 over 2p. So that would be C. C can be tricky, you know. You know, I nearly choose one of the negative because I didn't realize. 22 says, item 22 refer to the following diagram of the rectangle. The length, the area of the rectangle is centimeter square is x square. The equation which may be written, may be used to find the value of x is, now we know that in order to find the area, it's length times width. All right, but they did tell us that the area is equal to x squared. So we could just put things in perspective now. The length is x minus 4 and the width is 2. So we just multiply by 2 and that must equal x squared. So we are looking for something like this, which is a x minus 4 that, yeah. They only turn it around from me, all right? All right, so Altia normally save X dollars each month, but in June, so Altia save X, but in June, she saved 4 more than twice her usual amount. So 4 more than twice, so 4 more than twice. Okay, so it's 2X. In June, she saved, okay, very nice one. So that one was pretty cool. All right, so let's look at 24. It says, if you would have seen me do this on my TikTok, if this is a very popular one. If 3 plus x over 2, oh, go on this. Back to reality. If 3 plus x dot. All right, so what we can do is, I normally do the long drawn out board out way. So let's do that. What I do, I find the LCM since a fraction and I just treat it like that. There are easier ways you can actually plug in the numbers and see, but I'm not Mr. Bennett. All right, so the LCM would be 2. 1 into 2 goes 2 times. So that's 2 times 3, 6. 2 into this goes 1 time. So 1 times x is x. And 1 into that goes 2 times. So we now have 6 plus x equal 2. So we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. So that's minus 6. So x is equal to minus 4. What we can do is plug in this in the equation to see if it makes sense. If we have negative 4 here, we divide first. This would give us negative 2. 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. And that's how we check it. 25 says if 5 raised to the power n plus 1 times 5n plus 2 is the same as, now we know that once the base is the same, meaning the same number or letter, we just simply add the top. So we add n plus 1 and n plus 2. And of course, we will group the like terms. So that would give us 2n and 1 plus that would give us 3. We keep the base, so that would be b. 26 says, if a asterisk b is equal to a squared plus b squared, then the value of 3 asterisk 4 asterisk 2 is. Let us work out the first part and then we shell down this thing. Let's go. So we know that the first number represent a. So we can work out 3 asterisk 4 first. and then we do the thing. All right, so we have 3 square plus 4 square, since these are the numbers. All right, so this would give us, I probably should leave it like this. Yeah, so the first one would be 3 square. All right, this would be the answer for that part, because see them now work it out there. And then now this is our a now. So we have plus b squared now, but this time b is 2. All right, so work out the first part. We didn't simplify because I realized they didn't. So now we're gonna have 2 as b. So that's 2 squared, because that's what they say, right? This is our a, and this is our b. So it will be 3 squared. Am I right so big? Plus 4 squared. Let's work out what inside the bracket. 3 3 is 9, 4 4 16. And this could be 2 squared. So this works out to 25. Oh, I left off a square. Sorry, guys. Because it was supposed to be a squared. This is our a. We did square. Sorry. So this becomes 25 squared plus 2 squared. So that would be a. If that is equal to, the modulus is equal to that, that means it's a singular matrix. The determinant is equal to 0. All right, let's move on to 28. And it says the order of the matrix now is the number of rows. Rows must come first. So you check how many rows. Rows run from left to right. So that gives us 3 rows. And then we check the columns, which run from up to down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be a 3 by 4 matrix. See, it's a club for ask that, guys. So pay close attention to those, all right? Let's move at 29. If the vectors P and Q are 3 and 2, respectively, then minus P minus 2Q. All right, so we know that P is the first one, which is 3, 2. So let's put things in perspective. Minus 2Q, which is negative 1, 4. All right, so it's like we're multiplying by -1, which gives us -3, -2, and remove the bracket, right? Put back our minus, 2 times that gives us -2, 2 fours, 8. Notice I don't treat the 2 like -2, I just, the size I change, but the negative is still there. So we're gonna simplify now, -3 minus -2, and -2 minus 8. So this becomes plus, so this works out to -1 for the first one. Both of them are negative, so we add them, so that becomes -10. So for this one, it would be D. All right, let's see if we can find 30. Oh, see there? They're right in front of my eyes, guys. Item 30 refer to the following diagram of the triangle OLM, in which R is the midpoint. So R is the midpoint of OL, yeah. So we know that it's going in this direction. That's always important, right? Further, OR, so from O to R is 3A minus 2B. So this is this. Well, go on. Hold on there, guys. This now look good at so this one, sure. You probably always take my miserable, I'm miserable. All right. So we have 2A plus 3B. That's the size of this, but they did say this was the midpoint. That means this and this should be the same size. So it's 2A. This is 2A plus 3B also. All right. What else? Them say OM from O to M. So the arrow got away here is equal to, so I'm right the wrong thing. 2A plus 3B. This should have been minus 2B. 3A, see there? or 3a minus 2b. I made a little error. All right, so that's 3a minus 2b. Good. So that means this one is also 3a minus 2b. All right, so what they say, LM now, they want to find LM. So from L to M, and we know vector work, guys, right? We do not go directly. So what we're gonna go LO, and the letter is very important, plus from O to M. Now to get from LO, we're going against the arrow, basically. So what we have to do, I'm just gonna put this as one size, right? So I'm gonna add 3a and 3a, that's 6a minus 4b. That's the entire size, right? If you add both of them. So we add the like terms, 3a plus 3a and minus 2b plus minus 2b will give us this. So if we're going against the arrow, we'll put a minus in front of it. So we'll just put this. I have to be careful with this one, guys. All right, be very careful. But we're going with the arrow now. So this would be plus 2a plus 3b. So we expand, this becomes negative 6a, negative times a negative, positive 4b. And then now we have plus 2a plus 3b. We still need to group the like terms. We are bring all the a's together. So we have 6a plus 2a. And we have 4a. But there was no 4a. A b. 4b plus 3b. So the long and short of it, this work out to negative 4a and 4 and 3, 7b. So we just look for that now. It would be b because they don't normally leave the negative hanging out. So they rewrite it. See, annoying sometimes. All right, so they turn it around. So that would be b. Guys, there should be a part 2, because I'm not gonna finish this now. All right. So come back for part 2. As I have to go to school. So my number here who want join my marathon. And my name is Lennox Bennett. All right, so I'm Lennox Bennett. I'm out, no doubt. See you guys in another video.